What is good, everyone? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another PE Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. I want to first and foremost say I'm terribly sorry for everyone who watched my last video. The audio was all jacked up in that one, had to end up deleting it, and I'm redoing the video, but we're going to be talking about a few different things that we've learned since then. I've got a couple new articles that I wanted to talk about as well, another rumor with Red Dead Redemption 2, in addition to some great information on Steamworld Dig To on the PS4 and Nintendo Switch. So let's go ahead and get right into this one. I'm going to start off where we were last time, and that is with Call of Duty Black Ops 4 potentially coming to the Nintendo Switch and also PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So let's go ahead and get into what Marcus Sellers via Twitter had to say on the matter. So COD 2018 is Black Ops 4 and is coming to the PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch. It is set in modern times and is boots on the ground in terms of the gameplay. Now, the Nintendo Switch version will support DLC, HD rumble, and motion controls, according to Sellers, and the Switch version is also being ported by a company which is familiar with COD games. Now, the interesting thing about this, where I kind of want to investigate, is that a lot of the Nintendo sites did not pick up on this, or at least I didn't think that they picked up on this. I saw this on My Nintendo News maybe, but I'm not sure if Nintendo Everything or Go Nintendo picked up on it. Now, I'm actually getting this article as far as where this happened from VG247, and also Multiplayer First also chimed in with it too in terms of their own articles. So these are some of the biggest websites out there. I know VG247 is one of the biggest websites in Europe and probably the biggest gaming website in the UK. So it's interesting to see them pick up on this in terms of the article here, and they're calling him Industry Insider. Now, for those who follow me on Twitter, you guys know that I speak with Marcus all the time. I think he's a really good guy, and I talked about this on the last video that I had. I think he's a really good guy. I don't think he's trying to purposely feed people bad information in order for attention and publicity. And when people do slam him or say that he's fake or all this other stuff like that, he's very nice in return. So I do think that Marcus is a good dude. I think that he just probably gets information from somebody, and sometimes they're right and sometimes they're wrong. It just happens like that whenever you choose to be someone who's going to reveal some information. Heck, I've had that happen to me before, where I've said, hey, this is what I think is going to happen based on what I've heard, and that doesn't end up happening. And then there's times where it does end up happening. For example, like the Snowdrop engine, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. And then in addition to like Splatoon, I was told one of the very first people to say, hey, Splatoon is going to be coming to Nintendo Switch, whether it's like a remake or it's like a port or something, but we're going to be getting Splatoon on the Nintendo Switch very early. And then that ended up happening. So sometimes you get that information and it's good. Sometimes you get the information and it turns out not to be right. And I'm all down for people trying to boost their own profile when it comes to it. I don't feel that the big websites should get all the breaks, should get all the scoops, and should be able to report everything first. So I'm happy that other people can kind of step in and also say a couple things here and there in order to get their own profile. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's cool. Hopefully this is right when it turns out to it, but let's talk about this. Let's investigate a little bit more. I would not be shocked if Call of Duty comes to Nintendo Switch. Some people would be saying, what? No way. But I would not be shocked if that was the case, because if you remember, guys, going all the way back to the 6th generation when Call of Duty started, the GameCube got multiple Call of Duty games. That got so many of them, and the GameCube Call of Duty's never sold as well as like the PS2 and other systems, and it still got them. Then also the DS got them, the Wii got them, the Wii U got 2 of them, and the Wii U was selling horribly in its second year, and it still got another Call of Duty with Call of Duty Ghosts. And what we do know is that Activision does have a dedicated team of like the Nintendo dudes that can come in and port games. I know the original Call of Duty that came to the Wii, that one, the COD 4, that was ported by like 4 or 5 people in a very short amount of time, and then they gradually got bigger and bigger to up to about 25 people or so. So I do think that this is probably going to happen. Obviously with the Wii U, the sales weren't there. I don't think they're going to invest, especially if it was a flop like last time. But now that the sales are there, the system is innovative, it can actually give people a benefit to double dip because of the portability aspect. I think a lot of dudes who play Call of Duty would like portable zombies on the go. I think that's very appealing to many people, and the reason why there was a lot of hype for the PS Vita version when it first launched, the game ended up not being that good. But I think that if this game is going to be more of an inline port with the other games, which I feel it will, then I think that portable zombies and portable multiplayer is going to be something that people are really going to want to get a hold of. So people will double dip. People will pick up the game if they just want to play the game on Switch, and people who have a PS4 or Xbox One might say, hey, you know what, I want to to play this anywhere I want and buy the PS4 and Xbox One version or PC, and also buy the Nintendo Switch version. So I think that there's a lot of incentive for Activision to get out a Call of Duty game on the Nintendo Switch this year. We're looking, by the time that Call of Duty does launch, the Switch could be at what, 20 something million units sold worldwide, because it always launches in the fall. So it's a good idea, and I think it will happen. But remember, this is a rumor at this point. This is not anything that's confirmed or fact from Activision, so we still have to take it with a grain of salt. I'm just kind of investigating and letting you guys know what we've gotten in the past and kind of how it lines up. And the only reason why Call of Duty stopped coming to the Wii U is because the system sales were horrible, and a lot of developers within the industry probably already heard that Nintendo was done with the system after a couple of years. Otherwise, I think that Call of Duty would have kept on coming to the Wii U if it just had some halfway decent sales, because we saw what happened with the GameCube, which halfway decent sales, pretty easy system to port to when it comes to it, and they got the games even though the sales weren't there. And this time it's a little bit different, because this is probably the best architecture that they're working with when it comes to Call of Duty and porting over since the GameCube. It's probably the easiest and the best architecture, because remember, you had the Wii, then you also had the DS, then you also had the Wii U, which is all very different from what you're doing on other systems. Whereas with the Nintendo Switch, you got the Tegra architecture. I think it's going to be a lot easier for them when it comes to COD's port team. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to happen, but remember guys, it is a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt until we get more details on the matter. So what do you guys think about Call of Duty potentially coming to Nintendo Switch? Is this a game that you'll play on your system? Would you buy it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the next article here, Steamworld Dig To PS4 and Nintendo Switch physical editions have been announced, and it's due out worldwide this spring. So this was teased before with Rising Star Games, but now we have an official confirmation that a physical edition of Steamworld Dig 2 for the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch across the United States, Europe, and beyond is coming this spring. Rising Star Games has announced. So the physical edition will feature an exclusive double-sided poster with artwork from the game, as well as a reversible inlay with never before seen artwork. Steamworld Dig 2 is currently available digitally for the PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, C, and PS Vita. So if you do want to download the game, you can definitely get it. I highly suggest getting the game at some point, whether you get it this spring when it comes to the physical edition or you get it digitally. But it's one of those things to where we actually had a little bit of a conversation on this, and I wanted to talk just a little bit more on it, because some people were kind of, you know, saying, oh man, I hate when they do this, because like they get the digital version and then like months later then they come out with the physical edition. But you have to understand, with a lot of these indie developers, they don't have the money to upright and upfront make a physical version of these games, or it's going to have to delay their game multiple months. It just makes sense for them to release it digitally because it's so much cheaper. And then if the game does well, then they can find a partner, because a lot of them have to find a partner. They don't have their own retail distribution and all of that, so they have to find a partner, and then those partners can actually get the amount of games that they need to get sold and then have it printed off so they can get the physical edition. So it's really hard on independent developers to do stuff like that. I mean, some of them can squeak it out at times, but most of the time a lot of them have to wait to see if there's actually any sales so they can get the extra money and then be able to make the physical edition of the game. And they want to make sure that they just get their game out when it's ready to go, and it makes sense to just do it first digitally. I can see how it's frustrating out there, especially when you only want to buy games physical, but there's really no way around it. That's the only way that a lot of these independent developers can get things done. And a lot of them don't get to do a physical release because the game maybe doesn't do as well, or it doesn't just justify that. Maybe it does well, but it only does well enough to kind of like pay for the next game that they have to do and take care of their families and stuff. So it's a tough line, but at the same time, like, you have to understand what's going on with a lot of these independent developers. They don't have the money like Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony, where they can pretty much do day one physical every single time, or some of these other big developers like EA or Activision, Blizzard, all those guys. They can do that because they have the money, they have the cash, whereas these guys don't. But either way, I think it's cool that it's coming physical. I think it's going to get a lot more people to buy the game again, probably, in addition to brand new people who only buy their games physical. But I do feel that there's enough content on the Nintendo Switch to where you can wait. So if there's an independent game that does come out and you really want it, you can wait. You know, you can definitely wait to see if there's going to be a physical edition, and there's other content that you can play in the meantime. So what do you guys think about Steamworld Dig 2 getting a physical edition on the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the last article here, we have a brand new game announcement for the Nintendo Switch. 7 Nights will be coming to the platform, I think sometime in 2018. So let's go ahead and get into this article here. Shout out to Nintendo Everything for it. So the mobile title 7 Nights is coming to Nintendo Switch. Netmarble Games has announced. This comes as part of the company's plans to get involved with the console and Steam business, much like we saw from Gree last week with their game Fishing Star. So let's go ahead and get into what Seven Knights is all about. Join the saga of Seven Knights, an exciting RPG filled with heroic, adventure, and diverse assortment of both friends and foes. The land of Asgard is in need of brave warriors who can face the god of destruction and preserve peace. It is up to you, along with Yvonne, Karen, and others, to put together a band of warriors to save the land and achieve victory. So let's go over some of the features here. So limitless 3D battles enlist a versatile team to fight by combining hundreds of heroes in powerful combinations. Watch your team battle with dynamic effects and diverse skill animations. Strategic play. Power up, rank up, and gear up to prepare your heroes in their quest to protect Asgard. Customize your team's formation and manage their skills to strategize for the upcoming battles. Numerous game modes. Adventure mode, conquer the continents as you train your heroes. Battle mode, duel with other players to prove your worth. Celestial Tower, push yourself to the limit as you battle levels of increasing difficulty. Daily dungeon, gain a variety of rewards when you emerge victorious. Castle Rush, fight alongside your guildmates to earn the honor of being the best guild. So Seven Knights is looking pretty cool. Looks like a classic RPG infused with the type of mobile style of games where you can unpack and get new warriors and abilities and all that. And I was watching some of the gameplay and it actually looks really good. Now it is a mobile game coming over, so they're gonna have to adjust and tweak things when it comes to the microtransactions and stuff like that that's in the game. But a lot of the mobile games that have came over have already done that. We've already seen that multiple times. So I'm looking forward to this one. Classic RPG style, tons of different warriors to collect and fight and battle through. Looks like it has nice, bravely default almost type of art style. Not quite, but a little bit like it. Very clean presentation, very slick with the animations, nice sound quality. Everything is looking pretty dope in this game, and it's going to be fun to play this style of game on the Nintendo Switch. Some of the better Nintendo Switch eShop games are ported over from the mobile. We have Earth Wars that was ported over, and people are really having fun with that game, in addition to Cat Quest as well, which is really fun too, and that was a mobile game and it did really good on the Nintendo Switch. So this game has a unique concept when it comes to it. As far as the warriors, I love the art and the design of it, and when it comes to different modes, there's a lot of stuff in this game. It has an adventure mode, it has the Celestial Tower which you can go through and fight enemies. There's even more content after that, so I'm looking forward to this one. And of course, it's a solid RPG, another one coming over to Nintendo Switch, which are great. I think it's going to be really cool to play in portable mode. So what do you guys think about Seven Knights coming over to Nintendo Switch? Have you played the game on mobile? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. It really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube live gaming page. Consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emails via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below. Consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.